What's going on, you guys? This is Erica's for the win, and this is going to be my first impressions of Dark Souls 2. I got it on the PS4. If you guys don't know already, the only Souls game, if you want to include this in the series, that I've played is Bloodborne. That's the only one I've played, and I'm pretty much an expert. Nah, I don't know everything, but I do know a lot about Bloodborne. I know a lot about the lore, all the characters, stories behind them, the inspirations behind the game. The soundtrack is constantly in rotation for me. I mean, I just love everything about Bloodborne, so I can't help but compare it to Dark Souls 2, and that's going to be like my standard because I love it so much. And so in this video, I'm probably going to compare the two a lot. I mean, it's just natural that that's going to happen. I just wanted to touch upon, what I like about Dark Souls 2, what I maybe don't like or appreciate. I think that's a better word. There's some things I don't appreciate in this game, and I'll get to those. And I also want to talk about, things like the challenge, the music, the atmosphere in the game, the leveling up. I mean, I want to touch upon all that stuff because a lot of it's very different for me. It's a new type of challenge. It's a new type of toughness. And we're going to get into that right now. I'm going to start the video off with challenge. So the challenge in Dark Souls 2 is, how can I put this? It's tough, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've had my butt kicked already many, many times in this game, and I'm early in the game. I'm literally in like the first level or first area, however you want to call it. It's pretty bad because I remember in Bloodborne at the beginning, I would die here and there, but I never really felt like these enemies, these simple basic enemies, were really that hard. Besides the pig that would slam down on me and kill me instantly, besides that, I don't think there was really any single enemy in the beginning of Bloodborne that just had me saying, oh my gosh, this is a hard game. It just didn't happen yet. Not until the bosses, then I really started feeling like, okay, this game is getting harder. But with Dark Souls 2, I'm feeling that with the basic enemies. I'm talking about something that doesn't even look serious or look intimidating or huge or anything. Just a small little enemy that's probably my height, and they look like they can't even kill me, but yet they do. They just do. And the thing about them is there isn't just always one of them. They'll have friends that gang up on you, and before you know it, you're just getting ambushed, and there's nothing really you can do about it. You can try and run, but that usually doesn't go well. And that's the thing. When I think about Bloodborne and the enemies that did kind of give me some trouble, there was always an escape plan. I was able to run away or find some way to just escape, whether it was by rolling or just running like it's my, like my life depended on it, because that's really how it was. I mean, I was able to just get away. With Dark Souls 2, it's impossible to do that. It's hard to run away because they're much more faster, or the endurance on my character is just really awful, or it's just because, the pacing of the game is just much more slower. So everything feels maybe half as fast as Bloodborne, because Bloodborne's a really fast game. I mean, that dodging and sidestepping and everything is so smooth. It's awesome to watch. It's awesome to do. And when you're in the zone, I mean, it's like one of the best experiences you can have on a video game. Dark Souls 2, it's a little more slow motion. It's a little more just trying to time exactly when you're going to roll, exactly when you're going to go in for a hit, and exactly when you're going to block with your shield. I mean, every little thing matters. There's no escaping. So the challenge is definitely tougher in this game for me because I'm adjusting from the fast-paced Bloodborne to the slow-paced Dark Souls, where a couple hits and I'm done, and that's just how it is. Like I said, these enemies, they gang up on me. There's many times where I don't even see them. Some of them are just kind of sitting there, or they look like a dead body, and then when I walk by, they just rise up behind me, so I don't even know what's happening. I see an enemy in front of me, I'm like, okay, let me take on this guy 1v1, then I realize there's like 3 guys behind me who came up as I walked by, and I didn't even notice them. So a lot of it is just knowing where these enemies are, and that's something that I got to adjust to, because in Bloodborne, it didn't really matter where they were. I mean, I just felt like I can go through the level and it was fine. If they pop out, they pop out. I have a plan B. whether it was to run or roll, whatever. There's always a plan B. And with Dark Souls 2, it's really hard to have that plan B because before I even come up with it, I'm dead already. So a lot of adjustment has had to happen on my end. The health and the Halloween. Let me touch on this because this really adds to the challenge and difficulty in the game. So you have your health, right? The thing is, every time you die, you lose a little bit of that health and the max of that health. So every time you try and replenish it or whatever, it's only going to go to a certain amount. It won't be the full health anymore until you reverse the Halloween. The problem is the items that reverse the Halloween are very hard to come by. So you have to pick and choose when you're going to use it. And I would think, I mean, this is my assumption, that I should be using those before bosses. Okay, and not just through the paths to the bosses. Because if I try and use it every time I get hollowed, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to run out of these items. There's just not a lot of them, and they're kind of pricey if you do want to buy them. So there's that. Okay, you're kind of losing health every time you die. And the thing is, I mean, it's almost impossible not to die, especially for a rookie like me. I mean, I'm going to die a lot. So I'm constantly losing health. It will stop though. It will stop losing health at about half. So most of the time I'm playing with half my health. I actually beat the first boss with half my health. You guys can check that out. It's just to see how, it kind of plays an effect. Yeah, it kind of sucks. This is one of the things I don't appreciate about the game because I feel like the game is hard enough already, especially since I'm such a rookie and I don't really have the right armor and weapons right now. I'm still trying to get that stuff. The game is tough already. So on top of that, they've put this other challenge of having less health every time you die up until it's half. And damn it, that sucks. It's like they really wanted us to just not die and to do our best not to die. And I appreciate that, but then I don't appreciate the way they went about it. I just feel like, damn, it's kind of a struggle. So that's probably my biggest struggle when it comes to the game so far, managing that health, managing the items that help my health. They're just so hard to come by that everything is precious. I really do feel like, man, every time I get something or I find an item or I get my health back or just any little victory I have in the game, I feel it's so much more precious than pretty much like 90% of what I found in Bloodborne. Because yeah, Bloodborne, I'd get my echoes and would really want to hang on to them. I remember times where I was struggling just trying to get back to that lamp or just trying to save the game and all of that. That did definitely happen. But in Dark Souls 2, when I got those 10,000 souls after the first boss I beat, I was so scared to lose them. I literally was like, no, I need to go buy the stuff I need to buy and go level up. And now I cannot risk it at all. It just really had me feeling that way. And this was after the first boss. So I could just imagine later on after like the fourth or fifth boss, I'd probably just be off my seat, standing up, like just trying to play and hurry it up, turn the game off. I can't do it. I really do feel like that might happen. So yeah, everything is definitely more precious in this game. I feel like everything's so hard to come by that when you finally do get some items to heal and things like that, it's like you just have to like wipe the sweat off your face and think like, yes, finally I found something. So there's a lot of that. Like I said, the pacing is a lot more slower in Dark Souls 2. I'm adjusting to that. I want to say that it does affect my movement at times. It does affect the gameplay for me in ways that, it just makes me suck more. Because there's times where I lock on to an enemy and, I'm trying to move to the left of them and then they take a swing at me. I'll roll and then try and hit them back. The problem is because the game is much slower than what I'm used to, I'm not hitting them. I'm hitting behind me or what's in front of me, I should say. I'm hitting what's in front of me and it's not necessarily them. Even though I'm locked onto them, it doesn't always hit them. And that's something I'm really trying to get used to because that's my game. That's how I would play in Bloodborne. I would just, lock on, dodge, and then go in for a hit. But because the pacing is just much more slower, it's not having the same effect as it did before because I'm trying to hit as fast as I can, but the game is not making that happen. So that is definitely a struggle for me and something I'm working on. The weapons, I think I mentioned them a little bit, that they are kind of trash right now. The thing about them is that some of them will tell me, yeah, you can use this right now, but it's not going to be the best that it can be because you're not leveled up in certain areas. So it's like you have to level up, maybe dexterity or something like that, to be able to use this weapon at its full potential. And I haven't really had that happen. I haven't really had a weapon where I was able to just beast with it and it just did me so much good. The only one that I think is leveled up with me is the axe. And that's why, if you guys have been watching my gameplays, I'm always using the axe, because that's the only one that seems to do the most damage for me. So I definitely have to level up, figure out these weapons, figure out what works for me and my play style. And it's going to be a learning process. You know, I got to keep doing it. As far as the satisfaction and reward in this game, I definitely started feeling it early on. When I first got the key to go to the blacksmith, that was very satisfying. I was happy I found that. When I found certain pickups, things to replenish my health, it just made it kind of worth it. You know, going through the pain to get to some satisfaction and a reward. That is definitely here. Nothing is impossible. You know, there's been times where I'm like, man, I don't think I can beat this guy. But then the more I play, yeah, I figure out his patterns. I figure out what to do. And so there's a lot of that. And then once you do it, you know, it's a very satisfying feeling. I'm sure you guys have felt it before. If you've played any Souls games, or especially Bloodborne, because you'll probably agree with me, it is so satisfying beating bosses and beating these enemies that just kick our butts. And so I definitely have felt that in Dark Souls 2. Is the satisfaction as good as Bloodborne? I don't know yet. I think it's too early to tell, because there were bosses in Bloodborne where when I would beat them, I would raise my arms in the air, literally stand up, put my arms up as if I just won a race in the Olympics or something. I just crossed the finish line because it was just so satisfying to finally beat them, especially if they were really hard. I mean, victory is an understatement. It was just so thrilling to beat those bosses. So I haven't really had that much of a crazy victory yet in Dark Souls 2, but it is very early, so who knows? Time will tell with that. I mean, with how tough this game has been on me so far, I could imagine myself really just getting into it and feeling the thrill when I do beat bosses and stuff. I'm sure it's going to happen. As far as the controls, I mean, a lot of it's similar to Bloodborne, but there are a few differences. Like to heal, for example, it's not triangle like I was trying to do. It's actually square. So I had to figure that out. That was kind of interesting at first because I did not know how to heal myself. I thought it was down on the D-pad because that's where I had my healing items. And that wasn't working, so I would just try my best to run away and figure it out, and I would take it from the menu screen, then heal that way. Once I figured out it was square, then things got a lot easier. But yeah, that's a little different. And just like Bloodborne, you know, you have one weapon in one hand, one in the other. For me, I have my shield in the left hand, so I'm doing moves with the shield. That's a little different. Using a shield is kind of nice. You know, it does block at times, but then sometimes it doesn't, and that could be frustrating. But yeah, as far as the controls, I think they're all pretty similar in what I'm used to. So there's no real crazy surprises. Besides the healing, no other surprises. The graphics, they're okay. I mean, this is the remastered graphics here on the PS4, so it's not terrible. But I mean, it is an older game. It's nothing new. That I could really complain about, like, oh my gosh, these graphics are awful. I can't really complain because, I mean, the game's, you know, it's not a new game. And then the soundtrack, I haven't really heard anything that's made me think like, oh my gosh, this is so epic. I haven't heard anything like that yet, but it's still early in the game. I'm sure if I listen to the soundtrack outside of the game and just on its own, there's probably some really cool music. I'll have to check it out. But that's, I guess, pretty much it. I mean, that's just an overall, you know, how I'm feeling about the game. It is tough. There's been times where I've been very frustrated. And it's some of it's my fault. Some of it's just bad luck. Some of it's, you know, it's just slow and I'm trying my best to go faster and it just won't do it. It's like I just really have to keep playing to get that down because the pacing and where my mind is, they're just not on the same page. My mind wants to keep going fast. and I have to just slow it down, and it's going to take some time, I think. But for the most part, I am enjoying the game. I like it a lot. I don't know if I'm at love yet, but I am definitely in the like stage. I do like this game a lot. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Let me know what you guys think if you played it before. If you haven't played it and you're like me and you just only played Bloodborne, what do you think about what you're seeing? Do you have any interest in playing any of the Souls games? Are you going to buy Dark Souls 3? Because see, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get Dark Souls 3. So I wanted to get my feet wet. I wanted to know what the series was about and just get a feel for it. Die a few times, or more than a few times, and just really test the waters here and see what I'm in for. I think that's really like my main motivation for playing this game. Also, I've been seeing other people play it as well, like Maximilian, for example. He's been streaming it and I've just been enjoying watching it. It just looked fun. And because I don't always want to play Bloodborne 24/7, but still kind of want to dabble in that type of gameplay, I just thought, this is perfect. I have to play a Souls game. You know, it just made sense. So that's why I, was motivated to play this. But yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's kind of long. I'm going to go ahead and end it. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.